Hey Nour, it's that time of the year again.
I know, I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's NaNoWriMo?
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 NaNoWriMo.
NaNoWriMo. Thanksgiving!
Close enough.
Writing Thanksgiving.
Sure.
Maybe you'll finally learn how to read.
Hey guys, Nour here, and today's topic is 3 ways to prepare for NaNoWriMo. Plus, at the end of the video, I'm going to be talking about my novel Dance with the Devil, which I wrote before college. So if you're interested in learning more about this, make sure you stick around. And make sure you subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, make sure you hit that bell icon so that you could get notified whenever I upload new videos. Let's get started. With NaNoWriMo around the corner, I know some of you are curious about it and hoping for some tips to prepare for it. For those who don't know what NaNoWriMo is, it's National Novel Writing Month and it takes place in November. But really, it can happen any time of the year. Writers all over the world come together to support one another and basically do one big writing sprint. The goal is to write 50,000 words and maybe even complete an entire novel. One novel in 1 month is pretty cool. I typically encourage writers to write quality over quantity, meaning that they shouldn't throw words on paper just for the sake of meeting a quota, and I stand by this advice. However, NaNoWriMo doesn't have to be followed to a T. You could do your own writing sprint in November while still writing quality work. I personally have never done NaNoWriMo's schedule of writing 50,000 words in 30 days, but I have done the sprint where I sit down and write as much as I can that month. I still pay attention to my plot, character development, conflict, and all the essential oils. I mean, essential elements. So how can you be a part of NaNoWriMo and write a lot without it being 50,000 words of nonsense? I have 3 tricks for you, and I recommend you plan them out before November arrives. First, outline your story, or at least jot down key points you want to hit in your story. Some people are plotters and others are pantsers, meaning they write spontaneously without plotting. There is no right way to do this, but I do recommend that you jot down the 3 essential plot points of your story, basically the beginning, middle, and end, even if you are a pantser. This will help you stay on track during NaNoWriMo instead of having to pause your sprint to figure out what happens next. Personally, I'm a plotter. Outlining makes the writing process smoother for me. I write faster when I know what's going to happen next because I get distracted less. Of course, I still leave room in my outlines for spontaneous events, but jotting down the essential points of my story is my key to sprinting. For my second trick, I suggest that you have a clear understanding of your characters before you start NaNoWriMo. Just like your plot, your characters are essential for making your story strong. Get to know your characters by creating a chart listing their traits, fears, likes and dislikes, weaknesses and strengths, and so on. You could also create aesthetic boards showcasing your characters. Some writers do this by gathering pictures of people, such as actors, who look similar to their characters. This helps you keep your characters in mind and continue writing. There are also a few getting to know your characters exercises you can do that are fun, creative, and help you visualize your characters and their behaviors better. I have a playlist with these exercises and I'll link it right here for you to check out. My third trick is to come up with a strong conflict. Don't wait for NaNoWriMo to figure it out. Even if you're a pantser, you need to know your conflict so that you can build your story around it. Some writers concentrate on their characters first and then pick a conflict. Others pick a conflict and then make their characters revolve around it. Whatever your method, make sure you do it before your sprint. One way that helps me figure out my conflict is analyzing my characters' weaknesses. Whatever their weaknesses are, I tailor their conflict to reflect that. For example, if your protagonist loves his family, they might be his weakness. So whatever conflict has to happen needs to threaten his family and happy life. I also have a video on creating a strong conflict that I'll link in the card here. Be sure to plan your conflict using the other tips mentioned in this video. If you prepare with these tips and tricks, you should have an easier NaNoWriMo sprint. I myself have begun a sprint. It's not 50,000 words in a month, but I do hope to complete my next novel in the next few months. These tips have been so helpful and are definitely keeping me on track, and I believe they will help you too. I'm curious, are you participating in NaNoWriMo this year? How are you planning for it? Let me know in the comments. I was also asked by several of you about my published novel, Dance with the Devil, so I thought I'd take a moment to talk to you about it. I published Dance with the Devil when I was 18, which was in 2011, and it's about a girl named Kaylee who basically discovers she has healing powers. Meanwhile, her best friend Michael is dead and she's trying to bring him back to life. On her journey as a healer, she discovers this entire society of other healers. So a few of you have been asking me why I don't talk too much about this book, and basically it's because I published it before college and I didn't really market it well. I didn't publish it professionally. Basically that means I didn't get an editor, and as you can see, the cover was made by myself and my friends, so it's not really professional. While this story is good, I don't believe it's reflective of my current level of writing, which is why I don't bring it up often. I still love this story, and if you want to check it out, it is available on Amazon as an ebook and paperback, and it's also online at Barnes & Noble, also for ebook and paperback. So yeah, that's my book. And there you have it, 3 ways to prepare for NaNoWriMo. If you've enjoyed this video, leave a like, check out my others, and subscribe. And remember, Nour for President! I see dead people. For example, if you're
You're a
prototype.
monster.
I know.